Guys, I'm gonna do a creepypasta today. Keep in mind these stories that I'm gonna make up are made up, not real. Disclaimer: they will be fucked up. Don't let your kids watch this. This is not a kids video. Okay, now simply because it is creepy. Now, what I do have to say, I gotta make the shit creepier because I gotta find my light and do this. Okay, let's get started, but first let me turn this down so I can hear myself talk. Okay. Oh shit. What happened? Oh shit, my eyes closed. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, guys. There was a guy walking in the woods, and keep in mind this is made up. This is purely for entertainment purposes. Oh, by the way, check out 8-Bit Guitar Lord. He's a badass. He's the best 20-year-old guitar player ever. I might have got his age wrong. But subscribe to him, like, other, comment, and let's get going. Okay, there's a guy walking in the woods. He stumbles across some disturbed, what do you want to say? He stumbles across some disturbing remains, and he's in the woods. He's looking around. It's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, the witching hour. And then he hears laughing and screaming, like really loud, blood-curdling screaming. And then he walks to see a fire, but he hides because he doesn't know who's there. This guy runs towards him. His eyes are bleeding. His mouth is bleeding. His nose is bleeding. But his eyes are there. They're just bloodshot and bleeding. And he looks like he's high on cocaine or you know, meth or something. You know, I don't condone drugs. Just enjoy the video. Lots of disclaimers. Sorry about that. Anyways, he basically just looks at him and says, "Run." So, the guy all of a sudden spits blood all over his face. And then he walks up, and he's gasping for air. Now, a guy walks up behind him, and he bumps into the guy that's behind him. He bumps into the guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to disturb anything, I just let me live." And then the guy falls down in front of him, and there's a guy there too. There's an axe in his back. And then, next thing you know, slash and head rolling on the ground. The next morning, firefighters report a fire in there. And what they discover, they have no idea how to describe. Just a big black circle in the ground with a pentagram in the middle. And bones on the pentagram. Now see, they assume it's just some ritual gone bad, but actually, all those people got sucked into the pentagram into hell. And they were never heard from again. Okay, that's Creepypasta 1 that I just told you. Here's another one. Let me come up with one. There's a car driving in the Nevada highway. He picks up a hitchhiker, but the hitchhiker has a suitcase. Now, he asks him, he's driving for a while. They start talking. He's like, this weather, it sucks, the crazy guy says, but he doesn't know the guy's crazy yet. But he notices a weird smell emanating from the briefcase, or the suitcase. And you can hear their mice crawling in the wall, which makes it that much creepier. So what happens is he's he's like, okay, do you have some rotten food or something in your briefcase? And the guy starts sweating, and he looks at him frantically, and he tries to hide his expression, but he says, what do you mean? What smell? And then he says, the smell, it smells like rotten food. And the guy says, I do have to confess something. I'm a taxidermist, and I had no other place to put my stuff. Now, see, they stop at a gas station, and the guy, he stops at a gas station. He waits in the car while the guy he picked up goes in. He unzips the bag, and he finds fingers and toes and hands and a head in there with one eye rotten out. Just one eye. And then, the other one blinks at him. He freaks out. He zips it back up, and then he's sweating profusely. The guy walks in and he says, did you see it? He says, what do you mean? I didn't see anything. I wasn't doing anything. And he says, I know you've seen it. The guy pulls out a gun. He points it at him and he says, guess what? He pulls the trigger. It doesn't go off. He starts laughing and he says, I'm a magician. Those are fake body parts. They're not real. I can show you papers. He shows him the papers. He says, he's a magician. And they're valid, because he's doing an act that involves a dead person, and plus he's also a taxidermist, apparently. What the guy doesn't realize is he's lying. He's a very good liar. And then the guy figures out later he's a sociopathical, psychologically deranged serial killer. Now, what the guy does next is way unexpected. He hands him $1,000 worth of cash, and he says, don't speak of this. Don't think of this. Don't remember this. Don't remember my face. Don't remember our day. It never happened. I will be watching you. And then he just disappears into the dark of the night, in the middle of a cold 32 degrees Fahrenheit desert filled with dry dirt, snakes, and everything else you can imagine. And then just before you know it, he disappears like a cloud of ink in the water. And then the guy hears a whisper, and it says, thank you for keeping quiet. And then he has a dream a week later that he meets Lucifer. Then he immediately afterwards has a dream about the guy he hitchhiked. And then he confesses that that's who he was. And see, the guy doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in the devil. He doesn't believe in anything. But somehow he just knows it's true. That's Creepypasta 2. Let me do another Creepypasta. There was a guy sitting in a studio recording music at 3 a.m. He was so intrigued by his new discovery of this song he just thought of, or he thought of. He makes the song. Shit, I thought I heard something. I'm getting freaked out. He makes the song, and he makes the song. What he doesn't know is he makes a song, he produces it, he sends it out, he uploads it, he does all the necessities, he puts it on a record label, he does all this, and then he has a dream. And it reveals that that song wasn't from his imagination. It was gifted to him by none other than the devil himself. And then he goes to a priest and profusely prays. He thinks he did something so wrong. But then, the next day, he overdoses. And he wakes up in a hospital bed. And then what happens next is really unexpected. He sees God. God tells him, "You have been fooled by a deceiver." What he doesn't know is that's not God he's talking to. It's Lucifer himself. And what happens next, he doesn't expect. He heals him and tells him to never speak of his experience, ever. Quite honestly, I don't think he knew it. But he was possessed the whole time and imagined everything. And then, next thing you know, he wakes up and it was all a dream. The whole thing. The next day, he goes to the doctor, finds out he has a condition where he has unbelievably bad nightmares. And then he forgets it. And everyone around him looks at him like he's crazy, but it's these nightmares that just keep haunting him. And then, mysteriously, the guy dies in his sleep. And no one knows why. There's the end of that creepypasta. Guys, remember to like, and subscribe. To Gothic Rebel and 8-Bit Guitar Lord. Okay? Bye. Tell me how creepy this video was. Okay, bye. Tell me what you think, guys.